Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode from the Paperhats Survival Multiplayer server. My name is Glitch. Well, it is a gorgeous day here in the land of Everbloom, but to be honest, I've got something a little more pressing on my mind today. You see, as of right now, I've been accused of a crime that I did not commit. It turns out that someone has been peppering this world with a certain painting, and, well, a couple of individuals have decided that they're going to start investigating it. And because I've got a wool shop, it turns out they're blaming me. Now, to be honest, I have a decent alibi. I've got proof of, that I think is pretty solid. But I've been asked to come to Spawn and to meet with Governor Esquire to answer a few questions about the goings on here on the server. So before we dive into today's project, I guess I need to head there. Good afternoon. I have an
Oh,
appointment for Governor Esquire.
of course. Right this way. If you'll take a seat.
Oh, why? Thank you.
Of course. Would you
Hello.
like some flowers?
No, I'm good. Thank you.
Oh, okay.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm fine.
They're
Yeah.
flowers.
Yes.
They're pink.
You he's refusing flowers.
Oh,
Because I live in a dark oak forest. They don't go with the decor.
they're nice to
He
have.
thinks pink doesn't match.
Pink goes with everything.
Have you noticed the way I dress? The gray and
Red. There's red on the helmet and the pants and the boots.
Oh, that's a good point. Excuse
You
me.
know,
I'm inside. I
that's
should take
pretty
my
close
hat
to
off.
pink.
No, I'm all good. I'm all good. So how can I help you guys today?
It's my understanding that you requested this meeting.
Well, yes, but you see, I've heard some rumors, and I'm just hoping we can clear the air and find out what's going on here. Is there a reason you guys think I am this air quotes artist?
Yes, actually.
Okay, and your proof, please.
I've got it in a barrel. Yeah. If you'll come with me.
Oh, off
Over
the fire.
over the fire. Mm-hmm.
Yep. Please do
Yep.
not harm yourself in the making of this accusation.
Yeah, of course, of course.
No,
To the
I
evidence
won't harm
locker.
myself. Okay, so the first thing that raised our suspicions is that you have a secret wool farm.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Why?
Because I was trying to make my build not visible. I mean, most people don't mind redstone, but you notice that the iron farm up there is hidden. So are a lot of the other farms. I figured, why not put that somewhere out of sight so that spawn looks, a little prettier?
Alright, That's
That that's
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 pretty good
actually
reasoning.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's actually pretty valid.
Yeah.
Um
Considerate.
Okay.
Valid.
yeah. The other thing is I received a tip
Mm-hmm.
that there was contraband in your spawn inn.
Yes,
And
by the
so
way, can I interrupt for a moment? Could I have a copy of the warrant for going into my, employees only area? Considering, yes, the button was out in plain sight, but, hey, you guys were poking through my stuff.
the contraband was not in behind a button. The
No, I've seen the
contraband.
footage. I have seen the footage. A question on that footage. Um, you may be honest. Do you think I'm that inept of a criminal that I would leave something like that, out in the open?
Actually, no. That's why I think that you're innocent, is because we found those in the spawn inn, and it wasn't in a secret place. It was in a place where the public had free and open access to it. And that made me think, well, it's probably not glitch then. We haven't updated our board, but I
Yeah.
should do that right now, actually.
So glitches. So I'm out, huh?
Yep, we think it's not you.
Yeah.
Our prime suspect at this point is GQ. Do you happen to have any ideas how we could nail her for these heinous crimes?
Yeah.
Well, without going, really meta and taking a peek at people's statistics, you could, ask questions, go to her. The best thing to do would be to, I don't know, set up surveillance and stake the place out and watch for comings and goings and drink an insane amounts of coffee and eat lots of donuts or, well, cookies, because this is Minecraft, and, just watch for if the culprit is hanging around GQ's house.
Cookies.
Yeah.
Cookies.
Cookies is, I do like that part of the plan.
Yeah, cookies.
When you stop by the bakery and mortuary or crematorium,
Yeah, we could go to the crematorium and get some cookies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, I guess, thank you for taking me off the list, but is there anything that I could do to help you guys in your investigation?
Yes, you could return the evidence that you've got in your hand.
Bring that to the barrel.
Yeah, add that to the evidence bin.
Do we know who Graham is?
I was going to ask you the
No.
same question.
I don't understand that at all.
At
Like
first,
Graham Crackers?
well, it's not Graham like Grandma.
Is the guy, like the Pinocchio guy, is that named
Is that
Graham?
Graham?
Is that what that is?
No
Maybe
idea.
it's like a Graham. Isn't Graham used in like the names of some ciphers? Some sort?
Maybe?
Am I thinking of... I think I'm thinking of Telegram. That's not a cipher.
I think you're
Never
thinking of an
mind.
anagram.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Do we know anybody who has an alter ego of Graham? Or that rhymes with Graham?
Graham.
Grandma,
Mommy. Cookies.
I'm
Cookies,
pretty sure
Grandma,
it wasn't
Mommy.
Grandma Mommy.
Yeah. We can never be
That's-
sure.
Unless she's some sort of seasoned time traveler.
Yeah.
Well, if there's nothing else I can do to help with the investigation, I am always willing and able to help you guys if I can. But if there's nothing else you guys need from me, am I free to go?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't leave town.
Yeah. In
Just
case
going,
we need...
just going to my base count is leaving town.
No.
No.
Okay. All right. Well, then I trust you guys are gonna catch this nefarious individual, and like I said, if there's anything I can do to help, just let me know.
Of course.
Yep. Thank you. Thank
right.
you for coming forward. This was a good way to clear the air.
All right.
Yes.
All right. Well, you guys have a great day.
You too.
All right.
Oh,
Bye.
do you know how to leave? It's kind of a little convoluted.
Well, I think that meeting went well, and I think I was also able to clear my name and prove that I am, in fact, not the artist. However, that does bring me to today's project and helping rid Everbloom of its more nefarious elements. You see, like I said in the last episode, I have been spending some time at a village here on the server. Now, I originally went there because I wanted to get Silk Touch for my pickaxe. However, it soon turned out that there was some problems lurking on their back door. So I think our next stop is going to be to head to the village and to see what we're working with so that I can work on helping these people rid themselves of their criminal element. So let's go ahead and head out. Just about there. So, like I said, I originally found this village when I was looking for a way to get Silk Touch for my pickaxe, and I have to say that once I had one villager and figured out that no one else was coming here, I went a little crazy with getting villagers set up. I mean, at this point, I have a toolsmith, an armorer, a fletcher, not one, but two leather workers, so that I can basically sell leather to make easy emeralds, a librarian that sells silk touch, and a librarian that sells Unbreaking 3, a farmer that won't leave me alone, and to round things off, a librarian that sells mending. And there's one or two villagers that I want to go ahead and get going before too long, basically just so that I can get them leveled up, or at least, get them in their chosen profession. Now, one of the things is you can just see at the edge of my render distance is that these villagers have some not very good neighbors. Now, one good thing that happens to be with this village is the fact that that particular pillager tower is a little over 128 blocks away. So right now, as long as I stay at least in the center of the villager, nothing as far as pillagers will spawn over there. There is the chance of the odd pillager patrol, but long story short, I'm not going to have those guys stopping by anytime soon. Now, that does give me the opportunity to look at trying something for the first time and seeing what I can do about making a raid farm. But since I put so much effort into getting these guys leveled up and ready for action, yeah, I think before we tackle that, it's moving day. There we go. That gets these guys over here and in a safer place. Now, I have to admit, this job took forever. Partially because I had to move them from the village through the nether, which meant a lot of rail. Thankfully, we have an iron farm. But now that they're over here, one of my goals in getting these guys over here actually was to have to get some better gear for the spawn in. And so to that end, that's why I went with having, a weaponsmith, an armorer, a fletcher, a toolsmith. I always get you two backwards. But anyways, toolsmith, armorsmith, whichever it works. I also went ahead and brought a farmer over so that I could have access to golden carrots. The other thing I did off camera was I rigged up probably one of the world's jankiest curing stations, but I brought a zombie in here and basically sent the villagers over to be zombified, cure them up, and the next thing you know, they're offering much, much better deals. And considering the fact that Mojang has decided that they are going to change how zombification and curing works, that it seemed kind of cool to just preserve that legacy feature. I also have a couple of not armorers, leather workers that I brought over. There's a swamp not too far north of here, and I actually thought about bringing these two over there at some point after the server updates to the next to 1.20.2, and trying my hand at building a custom village over there in the swamp. Last up, I did have a minor distraction, well, at least a bigger distraction, because as I was working, a little friend spawned in, and, well, I had to drop everything, grab a name tag and some fish, and now I have Snowflake, and also now I have Patches back in the party. So, Patches, welcome back. Where were you? How did you get over here from Sylvandale? And she just sits there and stares at me. But now that the villagers are safe and sound over here at the storage system, I'm going to move them into more permanent quarters down the road. But now that they're safe and sound, it's time to check out the villager tower itself. So I'll meet you there. Okay, here we are back at the village, and let's take a quick flight over to the tower. Now, off camera, I worked on trying to spawn-proof the top end of the tower, and also I lit up, ow, as I crash, I lit up this top platform and closed it off from the rest of the tower. My goal was basically to hopefully give myself a safe place to land. Now, unfortunately, this particular tower didn't have much in the way of loot, but I did, off camera, come across another tower, a couple hundred blocks that way, that had, well, actually, it was like 500 or 600 blocks that way, but it had the sentry armor trim in it, which was pretty cool. And I wasn't recording that night, and honestly, it wasn't very exciting because pretty much it was fly in, break the chest, grab the loot, fly off. So, but one of the things that we've got here is, so right now we've got the pillagers spawning, and they'll spawn continuously, especially if I start taking them out. I made sure to close off the lower levels of the tower itself. That way, they shouldn't be able to spawn in there, and that will limit their spawns to here on the outside. If I do see anybody spawning here in this platform, I can always, just make them go away. But the other thing I'm going to do is, one of the things I do want to do is make sure that when I do start the raid, it's in a safe location. So I don't see a captain right at this moment. Where are you there? You are not. Okay. So right now, I don't think I've got a captain. I'm going to have to come back and get that later. But I think instead of building the actual raid farm here, one of the places that's really good to build a raid farm, from my research, is in an ocean biome. And the nice part is, while there's this large river here, just beyond the river is a decently sized ocean with a little bitty island kind of in the middle. And nail the landing every time. But this particular ocean is basically, it's large enough that if I start a raid, that island's got to go. But if I build my spawning platform here in the middle of this ocean, the mobs will only be able to spawn here in the middle of the ocean. So I've got some serious grind work ahead of me, but I think my next step is to gather the materials and get everything together so that we can get a raid farm started. So let me grab some stuff and let's get this project going. Welcome back, and I hope you enjoyed the time lapse. This project was, well, let's just say that it took a bit longer than I originally anticipated. I normally use Lightmatica to help me gauge how many blocks I'm going to need for a given project. And, well, let's just say that this spawning platform for the raid farm is 64 by 64, meaning I need 64 stacks of items. My first thought was, well, I've done a lot of mining for diamonds, and I've got deep slate, so much deep slate. Why not use that to my advantage and just use that as my block of choice? And, well, the first thing I did was clean out the storage system, and then I went mining again, and then I went mining again, and did I mention I went mining? Now, the upshot of that is that I do have well over a stack of diamond ore to fortune at some point, but yeah, this project was big. But nonetheless, it's time to put the theory into practice. Now, before I went to the time lapse, you may have noticed that there was more of the surrounding area visible. That's not a mistake. Because I'm new at this, and this is my first try of doing a raid farm. By the way, this design is not original. It is a raid farm designed by Waddles. I will leave a link in the description to his tutorial on how to build it. But one of the things I wanted to do was to go ahead and build it out here in the ocean, just to make sure that things didn't go sideways. I went ahead and turned my render distance down from its normal 16 chunks down to 12. I'll up it as time goes on just to make sure. But the way the farm works is simply once the raid gets going, the mobs will spawn up here. They'll come over here and trying to reach the villager, and we'll get to him in a second. They'll fall in the water stream. The lava blade there will take out the ravagers, but still leave the saddles to fall down in. Now, the pillager tower is in that direction. When I fly back here, all I have to do is land right here, come down in the scaffolding, and as far as I understand it from the research I did, the game thinks of a village as basically needing at least a villager, a bed, a workstation, and a bell. So I brought a villager over, set up housekeeping down here, decided to go with a farmer because then I can still farm for golden carrots for both food, and at some point I'm probably going to open up a shop using the loot I get from the farm. Also decided to make sure that I had enough stuff to smelt down anything that I don't need. Like once I get enough axes, well, I mean, there's only so much you can do. And since I have a cauldron, I can just have an infinite fuel source. But the mobs will fall down into this kill chamber. Basically, it's 20 blocks, so they should be a one-hit kill. There's a hopper running into this chest, and since most of the loot is non-stackable, I didn't bother setting up a fancy storage system. But, it's basically decided to make it look a little nicer down here. But, so that's the theory of the farm. So I guess that means it's time to go and pick a fight? Okay, so I'm back at the Pillager Tower, and when I first landed, I really thought I saw a captain, but right now I'm not seeing him. So I just need to find one captain to get this. Aha! All right, boys, let's get this party started. Now, what I've done is I have also moved the bell from the village over a little bit. Because once I hit this guy, we'll see what happens. All right, you, come here. And all right. So now I have the bad omen effect. Now the question is, did any of you guys pick up the banner? Because you can actually, here in Java Edition at least, you can stack the bad omen effect. But I think for this first one, unless another captain, oh hello, okay, I'll take that as a good reason. Oop, a little further. Yeah, come here, come here. Don't despawn on me. Okay. Now, just check here. So now I have Bad Omen 2, which means when I get back, the raids are going to get even crazier. So now that we've got this going, it's time to go back to the farm and see how this goes. Let's get started. Now, I can't remember what the exact range on the raid is, but we're starting now. So once that bar fills up, the nice part is I've got until the bar actually fills to get going. So let's get over here, and I can hit the bell to get the glowing effect on the mobs. Let's take a look. Here. If I hit the bell... Oh, they're coming in. All right, boys. Let's do this. And... Now, one important thing I do have to make sure is if we do get any evokers that show up, they got to go quick because they can really quick spawn Vexes. And I don't want them flying through to hurt my villager. All right. And where's raid 2? Let's go. Up. Oh, okay, they're coming in, and all right, come on. Okay, raid bar is filling up. Ooh, and thus far we've got some dip. Apparently the wandering trader wound up in here too. Oh, goodness. Okay, so let's go ahead and... Alright, there's the horn. And, and here comes the first Ravager. So here's the test if the lava blade works or not. Oh yeah, that's right, I forgot witches can spawn in this too. The nice part is I'm starting to get some emeralds and things like that. So, and that is one of the things that I'm looking forward to with this farm is I'll get a steady string of emeralds, but eventually, whenever they get down here, oh, wow, that's a lot of guys. Okay, raid bar is filling up again. Next wave, I think, since we are playing on hard difficulty, we're in for 7-hole raids. 7-hole waves. Oh, here comes another one. Oh, no, you gotta go. Okay, no Vexes. Okay, looks like the Ravager is almost done. Okay, next wave is coming. And we have our first Totem of Undying. Oh, they're coming in. Wonder why the evokers like to bounce so much. Ravagers. Oh my goodness. And with that sound, the raid is successful, and I now have the hero of the village. So now this guy should be giving me some decent discounts, but also I can take this same effect and go back to my base and get even steeper discounts from my villagers. Because though I've zombified them, I do have the problem that they are starting to raise their prices. And once 1.20.2 gets here and we actually wind up updating the server to it, well, the days of getting super deep discounts for zombies or zombification and um zombification and curing are not going to be as good. But all in all, the other upshot is in this one raid, I've got well over a stack of emeralds. I've got some gunpowder. I've got a bunch of mob heads because we're running that data pack. But I also have 5, 6, looks like a half dozen totems of undying and a whole bunch of other loot that I'm going to have to find something to do with. But so I think I can safely say that the farm is definitely a success. Gotta be honest with you, I was not expecting rates like this, especially when it comes to the totems of undying. But it does make me think that the need for emeralds is going to be taken care of for the foreseeable future. And I think also that I may have a few of the more valuable drops that some of the other paper hats might be willing to buy. So I think next time I'm going to start thinking about opening up a shop and see if I can take this slightly ill-gotten gain and put it to good use here in the land of Everbloom. But that's going to wrap things up for today. So if you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a like. And also consider subscribing if you want to see more content like this. My name is Glitch, and I do hope I'll see you next time for the next episode on the Paperhats Survival Multiplayer server. Thanks for watching.